Jason, in my opinion, the European Union has absolutely lost it. And this next story makes me pop my eyes out in disbelief with how just incredulous they are becoming. I know, Jason, you hate these new Facebook filters, but I can't stop them. And I'm definitely not in love with the latest decisions that are coming out of the European Union. We're not only going to be talking about Brexit, Article 13, but of course a new terrifying regulations, which again I am totally not in love with at all, and makes me want to regurgitate in all aspects of ways with just the reality of the nanny state that the European is trying to put in with this latest article that is talking about speed limiting gadgets that will be fitted to all new cars from 2020 to make speeding impossible. This, of course, is new technology that they're going to be instituting. This is on par to be a part of the law in the European Union that's going to make it so there's going to be a camera inside of your car that's going to be reading road signs and automatically adjusting the top speed by regulating the power to your engine. This is absolutely insane and just another level of the draconian nanny state that wants to have control of your life in the disguise that it's done for your safety, when in reality, this regulation most likely will hinder safety in some instances, especially if you take into the consideration that what if there's an emergency? Jason, there's a whole industry right now of people taking Ubers and private cars to the hospitals just because of how much the cost of ambulance rides are here in the United States. What if there's an emergency? What if you're on the road and you need to speed to get out of a dangerous situation? Well, now you won't be able to with this new regulation that's making its way to be actual law in the European Union. And as we know with the government, they use one excuse with the speeding, but it's going to be used for a lot of other different reasons. And of course, you could definitely expect the police to pull up by you, go into this new self-speed regulating gadget, and pull you over and stop your car automatically, leading to, of course, a very, very dangerous situation where in Europe, just a couple decades ago, they were rounding people up and attacking people based off just their ethnicity alone. So definitely a big warning out there, and this is terrifying. I mean, imagine what this is going to do to the car industry, what this is going to do to people and their sovereignty to even not have control of their cars anymore, because big government's coming in and saying, well, you know what? We're going to tell you how fast you can and cannot go. And obviously, speed traps, speed cameras, and speed limits pretty much are just larger racketeering efforts by the state to generate revenue and rob you by road pirates who literally are there not for your safety, but to make money for the state. This is just going to bring it to an entirely new, insane technocratic level. What do you think? Would you be happy, Jason? Is this, I know you're for a little bit of government. Is this something you'd be for?
How dare you, Luke? Number one, the EU is an unelected body that really should have no bearing over any sovereign nation. And doesn't Europe seem like such a fun place to live now that they're going to fit every car from 2022 on with a self-regulating speedometer that will not allow you to speed? That, along with Article 13 banning memes.
Well, before we get into 13, people are saying, I mean, there's representatives in the European Union saying that this is a landmark day for road safety. This is absolutely insane. I mean, imagine driving your car and you're stuck doing the 10-mile an hour or 15-mile-an-hour limit because the government is there watching. Already, there's been many problems laid out with technological advancements and with the government tracking and surveilling you, but this will be done on such a level where they're going of every aspect of your life. And to me, this is terrifying. Article 13, even more terrifying, but to me it's kind of a battle between billionaires fighting against each other, leaving everyone else in the middle. That's kind of my take on it. But again, also a lot of developments with Article 13, which do you want to talk about, Jason?
Yeah, for those that are unaware of what's going on with that one, so the European Union, again, an unelected body of bureaucrats that nobody seems to want, hence why they voted for Brexit in England, and we'll get to that debacle in a moment. That was essentially saying, you know what? We don't want to be lizard people like Luke Radowski.
Sorry.
Actually, we want to be our own sovereign nation. We don't want unelected bureaucrats telling us what to do, and the people voted for it. And despite them voting for it, they had a referendum and another vote and another vote and another vote. And let me tell you, today they're just voting on the withdrawal agreement only. That's all we want to vote. We only want to vote on the withdrawal agreement only. Gee, I wonder how one-sided for the establishment this is. So you have that going on. Article 13 is scary for so many reasons, and the way they're promoting it in the media is even scarier. You look at this, and here's the headline, Luke. Europe just passed sweeping new copyright rules that big tech hates. Well, the truth is, everyone hates it. Because if I'm doing a video, and people in Europe want to watch me, and I happen to be wearing a Nike hoodie that I paid for, I bought, hell, I might even have it for 20 years. Well, that Nike logo is copyrighted. And if they so please, they can take my video down, monetize it on their behalf, or just censor it entirely in Europe. That's just one small example, Luke.
It could be used in that way. It all depends on the corporations and how they want to enforce it. But as we know, private industry and corporations have a history of kind of abusing any kind of power, any kind of leeway that the government gives them. And I think they're definitely going to abuse this, but they just kind of unfold this kind of bureaucratic mess that is this Article 11 and this Article 13, because just to highlight here what happened, in the European Union, if a country and their representatives are against this, it doesn't matter. If the European Union votes in favor of it, you have to implement it, like we saw with this vote where every Swedish politician and their political party voted against Article 13. But because other countries voted in favor for it, they still have to implement it in some way. We also heard that some MPs accidentally voted the wrong way on these controversial two big sections of it that passed by just a few votes. We're seeing here that several MEPs, those are elected kind of officials, bureaucratic kind of thieves, criminals, politicians, same thing. That's what they mean. That they have accidentally voted the wrong way on a key amendment of a new European copyright directive, meaning most controversial aspects of the new law might have been removed had they not erred. That's exactly what the Guardian says here. And it says here, as passed, Article 11 strengthens the copyright protections for new publishers against the reuse of their stories by internet companies, meaning pretty much you're sharing a link or a short excerpt of a story. You could now be held accountable by a news organization that wants to go after you for that. And then Article 13, which greatly increases the responsibility internet companies have to prevent their platforms being used for copyright infringement. This, again, a lot of bureaucratic, huge mess that's going to create pretty much upload filters. And again, 13 now MEPs, government criminals, said that they were tricked into voting the wrong way on these controversial measures, which just passed by 5 votes. That means if they were able to rescind and actually vote what they wanted to without this mistake that a lot of MPs are having in the European Union, gee, what a shock there, they would actually be able to overturn the law. The European Union is answering back and saying, nope, we don't care. You made an accident. You're sticking by it, and the law passes. Of course, this benefits the European Union. This benefits government. This benefits some key private industries, but it's a major blow against Google News, YouTube, and other large online platforms, and directly holds them responsible for users using them. And this is going to have a lot of serious implications with the way specifically countries want to implement this all over the European Union. And honestly, this is to me not a good thing, but again, essentially billionaires fighting against each other, having us in the middle unaware of what's happening here in a kind of limbo situation. That's kind of what I gathered from it here.
Well, if you look at the European Union, it is an unelected globalist wet dream, Luke. I mean, this is exactly what they want, and that's why the European Union was actually brought into fruition through talks at the Bilderberg Group. And Jan Davignon, who was I believe one of the heads of the council there for many, many years, revealed back in, it had to be 2007, 2008, that the first talks of the European Union were held at Bilderberg. And they are an unaccountable, unelected organization that is frothing frothing at the mouth for more and more power. In fact, we've got this video of a lovely unelected EU bureaucrat telling it like it is. He's basically saying, listen, we don't need votes. We don't need the people making any decisions. We need more power. Find a way to give the European Union more power, or we're totally screwed. We need more power. Wait.
And that is the real problem, colleagues. Why there is such a problem in this crisis? Because member states are reluctant to transfer new sovereignty and powers to the European Union. And we all know that the only way out of this crisis is a new transfer of powers to the European Union and to the European institutions.
Oh, we need more. We need
more power.
More power.
We need power. No sovereignty. I don't know why I sound Asian, but he pretty much looks like he looks like this. He looks literally like this, and at least let's give him some credit. He's at least honest at what he wants, because that's been the kind of goal of this kind of Bilderberg started idea, which is the European Union. It's to subvert sovereignty and freedom. The Rockefeller family has talked about that for a very long time, and these people are incredulous, and they're so incredulous right now that they think they can't even hide it, and they're going to regulate and they're going to control you to the fullest extent that they can, because that means controlling you and having every aspect of your life in their grasps. No, thank you. I don't want to be controlled by people like Macron. Emmanuel Macron even came out. If you've been seeing, sorry, I'm going to change this filter. I'm getting distracted here. I like the lizard one. Predominantly, people are probably going to see that and literally think I'm a lizard now. But again, Macron, right? Emmanuel Macron, one of the leaders, one of the bastions, one of the saviors of Europe, as the mainstream media portrayed him to be. He just came out and said that a 73-year-old woman that I talked about very heavily on my Twitter account during the last Yellow Vest protest, she was knocked unconscious. She had blood coming out of her head, a grandma there. And he says, well, hopefully that taught her a lesson. This is what Emmanuel Macron said to this 73-year-old elderly woman that was brutally attacked and injured in the streets of Paris. These people have no regard for your safety, your humanity. All they care about as this geekazoid, little bureaucratic Orwellian ninny, where's the little filter here, as this ninny just care about power and themselves. Again, apologies for the Facebook. No. I think they're Facebook filters. We'll start playing around with these. Sorry. Jason, anything else you want to say and want to end it off here?
Yeah, I just want to let people know that Luke is ridiculous for wearing these things, and that if you look at what's going on with Brexit, again, just in the past 24 hours, Parliament voted no on all Brexit options. What does this mean? This means yet another referendum, more debate. And remember, even if they were to pass what was originally sought after in Brexit, Luke, it would take years to get out of the European Union. Yeah, so what are we going to have?
Usurping the will of the people. The people voted. Yes, we want out of this crazy bureaucratic mess that keeps taking all of our money. And then the European Union's like, no, it just makes your eyes pop out on 70 different levels. You can't handle it. Can't handle it.
Oh, folks, we are doing 1, 2, 3, 4 videos a day. 1 on the main, 3 on the backup. If you are not subscribed to We Are Change or Pulse Change, make sure to do so. Smash the thumbs up button. You gotta ring the bell. You gotta ring the bell. If you don't ring the bell, you won't know when the videos come. So please,
we're working our butts off here. It's killing us, literally.
All right, I'm done with him. Most importantly, folks, have a laugh with all the craziness in the world, and then try to be the change you want to see in the world.
Watch out for the lizard people.
We'll see you next time.